Live. Let's go. Twitter. Hey, y'all. What's going on? All right, I'm only 5 minutes late. It's okay, but I was just live for like 2 hours recapping the Real Housewives of Potomac. So if you missed it, be sure to check that out on our YouTube channel. You can also watch the replay on Facebook, and you can watch the replay on Twitter. So shout out to those of you that are watching on Twitter. We have to talk about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Speaking of Twitter, I just tweeted Bravo TV on Twitter saying that we need a reunion for Summer House Martha's Vineyard. So head on over to Twitter, retweet it, give it a like, do all the things. All right. Where are you guys? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, Chocolate Soul says, I was so confused as to why Noelle was crying. Girl, you just met the man and told him you are jealous that he's talking to a woman at the club. Of course he's going to back away in his case slowly. I mean, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that, but I felt for Noelle. I felt for Noelle when she was crying because I think she had a moment of vulnerability and now she felt exposed. All right, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. But before we talk about it, like the video, share the video, subscribe. And don't forget, the audio version will be available on the Kempire podcast. If you haven't subscribed there, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Let's get into our Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and a lot of you have been sharing your thoughts and opinions and retweeting our video that we did, interview that we did with Bria last season. Damn, Bria, you told on yourself. Everyone's like, you are a hypocrite. You told Kempire that you were okay with Mariah. Not only that, Mariah even reposted that clip as well, throwing Bria under the bus. So now I'm on the fence whether or not we actually get to see Mariah show up, because you saw by the end of this episode that Bria was making such a big deal about Mariah coming. Okay, girl, I will replay the clip, but before we get into that, today's show is sponsored by our friends over at BetterHelp. So thank you to them for sponsoring today's live show. As you know, I strongly believe in mental health, into therapy. I love BetterHelp because they make it easy. That is so important for someone like you. I know that you all are busy. You have kids, you have family, you're a caregiver, and you're working a full-time job, maybe multiple jobs. So you need things like this that are easy and makes your life easier. I strongly believe in let's not wait until the last minute when you really need a therapist. Let's be proactive. Because when you are in the need, or when you are in a crisis situation, this is where you can reach out to someone that you already have established a relationship with. Sometimes this process of finding a therapist can be a process. It's like dating. Look, it's like dating. So shout out to BetterHelp. So if you've been thinking about starting therapy, I say, why not give BetterHelp a try? Like I said before, it's easy. It's entirely online. It's designated to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. All you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And get this, if it doesn't work out with your therapist, You can change your therapist at any time at no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. All right. Visit betterhelp.com/Kempire today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Kempire. More information will be available in the description. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. I love my BetterHelp. I don't know about y'all if you guys have given it a try. I've been definitely getting value out of it. Because look, y'all be working. No, I'm not y'all, but you know what I'm saying. All right. Let me just start at the top because last week's episode ended with this fight between Summer and Jordan. And as you know, this season, I have not been loving Summer. However, I felt for Summer in this conversation because Jordan is like a ticking time bomb. I could not be friends with Jordan because you just never know when Jordan is going to flip. And yes, is that a trauma response? Probably. But girl, does that mean I can't have a conversation without you being angry or flipping out on me? So Summer, we have to also remember this is late at night. They've been drinking. That's important to note. Okay. Are they blackout drunk? No. But they have been drinking. So the emotional responses that we're getting, Summer runs through the house. She's in the room talking to Jasmine and complaining and saying, I've been here for her. I was just holding her in my arms. She was crying earlier. Jordan comes in and she hears that. And then Jordan gets emotional and she's talking to Preston and Shanice about it. She's like, I can't believe that I'm using this vulnerable moment against me. I will say this, and let's be honest. Because if you were in Summer's position and you were holding your friend earlier in the day, being supportive and nothing but a friend to her, I probably would have said the same thing. Would I have disclosed what she was telling me about? No. And Summer didn't either. I had to rewind the tape. I was like, did Summer actually say why she was crying? She just said she was crying earlier. And she's confused as to why Jordan is turning on her and being hateful and nasty towards her. I was good enough of a friend to hold you while you were crying and falling apart this morning. She didn't go in and say, well, because of this or that. I just feel like a lot of people, not everyone, a lot of people probably would have said the same thing in Summer's place. Okay? So Summer's back and forth. Again, I don't know if you guys have been noticing this since I've been pointing it out. Amir has a heart of gold.
Lies! The lie!
No, he has this really like he's always checking in on people. He's cooking for people. He even tells Summer, stop, take a breath. Like he's very sensitive. Look. He's very sensitive. I've been and there was something else that he did in the episode. And you guys might remember. I can't remember what it was. And I was like, look how I'm seeing it more and more this season. Just how sweet and mindful and thoughtful Amir is. I mean, I don't really have a negative thing to say about Amir this season. I mean, when he was talking about church and the combinations of the church coming together and the mindset, Preston's face looking at Amir was all of us looking at Amir in that moment. I didn't say Amir was bright. I'm sorry, Amir. See, damn it, I can never give a compliment without shade. Sorry. Anyways. But anyways, I say all that to say, Preston, it really is like the wise mentor. He's like the old spirit in that house, like the old soul in that house. He'll say something funny and make you laugh. He'll also be very open and vulnerable. And then he will also be the wise one amongst this group of very immature 30-something-year-olds. They're all 30-something, right? They're not in their 20s. Are they? I apologize. I'm not basing this off the way you guys look. I think I just assumed. Are they in their 30s? Right? Look. K-Baby said Amir made no sense. Marigold said that's why we're here. the sweet moments and the little shade in between. Okay, fine. See, you are part of the problem. How old are they, y'all? Jordan is said 30, right? Yeah, she's about to be 30. So, okay, so they're like late 20s, 30s. Maybe I'm hoping they're in their 30s. Okay. Aquarius says that's a Taurus trait, probably. Oh, that's where I get it from? Perfect. Anyways, all right. Anyways, back to this. Guys, you just joined us. We're talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Where are my pictures? I always forget to post up my little pictures and things like that. Shout out to Jason. Jason was in the comment section of our last recap. Jason did clarify for us that he is an actor, but he was not acting on the show. I believe when we first recapped season 1, Jason was also in the comment section. So Jason watches. Hey, Jason, we will talk about you every single week until they bring you back. Okay? I want to see Jason come back next season. And I told Jason in the comment section, I was like, the person that I met at that premiere party is the exact person that we saw on television. And I think he would be far more entertaining. I'm not going to pick out one of the guys, but he's needed in the guy group. If you're not going to bring back Phil... And I'm not saying that Jason's like Phil, but at least Jason's fun. Okay, thank you so much. 1975 on April on TikTok says, and Shakira, Amir is 36, Alex is 34. So they're in their 30s. They're in their 30s. Grown, but not too grown. All right. Oh, Casey says, I hope they're not in their 30s because they're acting really immature. Thank you, Deborah. Deborah says, justice for Jason. I want to see Jason. I know you producers watch. Both post and the field producers. I know y'all watch. I met all of you at the premiere party. Someone said, please no Phil. I was kidding. But no, bring Jason back next season and give him whatever he wants. Roll the Brinks truck in. Okay, you don't have to do all that. Because I know the budget's not budgeting like that. All right? But bring back Jason. Amanda says, we prefer Jason over Phil. Yeah, because Jason was actually fun. And Jason is actually friends with Jasmine. And here's the thing. I think Jasmine really needed Jason this season. I think she really needed him. She feels alienated from this group. That's why we see the breakdown that, okay, she's also pregnant. They don't realize that. So that's part of why she's emotional. But also, they've been alienating her. And Jordan, you are something else. You are something else. And Jordan, I'm all over the place. It's okay. We will get back in order. But the way that she sort of referenced Jasmine, because remember Summer went to Jasmine to complain about Jordan. The way she referred to Jordan as someone that she's not getting along with. What is the beef between you and Jasmine, Jordan? That was so deep that the fact that Summer went to your former good friend, but you guys aren't that bad. Like I don't feel like there was something that happened between Jordan and Jasmine that was so dark and terrible that they are in this bad place for Summer to go to her and talk about her. I don't see the problem with that. But we will get back to Jordan because Jordan. I said this last season. I'm going to say it again this season. I can't believe she's a Capricorn. This is why it's important to know everyone's full chart. Full chart. Speaking of charts, guys, if you enjoy our pop culture content, be sure to check out the podcast where I collaborated with FemTara and we talked about Jennifer Lopez. So be sure to check that out on the Kempire podcast. We pulled her cards. You can see the video version of that on FemTara's YouTube channel. But if you want to take it on the go, it's also available on the Kempire podcast. Nubian Beauty says that, a great picture, Nubian Beauty. Jordan was gaslighting Summer. We said that on episode 1. We've seen a pattern of behavior with Jordan where she's constantly gaslighting her, quote, friends. Nikki says, I can't defend Jordan this episode, and I want to like her. I think I want to like Jordan too. A small part of me wants to like Jordan. I don't dislike Jordan. Okay, maybe I do. I met Jordan at the premiere party too, and she was nice, but we had a very brief interaction. I don't know if that would be the same if we were like friends. Chocolate Soul says the way that Jordan walked away when Jasmine was crying at the end solidified why I don't like Jordan right now. And that's the thing, and maybe I'm just made differently because I'm a Taurus. Even if I'm beefing with a friend, if I see a friend is going through something in that moment, I'm going to go check on that friend. I'm going to go be with that friend, even if I can't stand them. Unless they did something really bad and then like we're done. But I don't think that Jordan and Jasmine are done. Okay? All right. Anyways, Pavilier says that Jordan gaslights girls as a sport. Damn. Damn. All right. Let me focus. So, hold on. Where are my notes? There we go. So, at the top of this episode, Summer's complaining to Jasmine. Shanice passes gas right next to a mirror. Gaslights. Literally gaslights. Don't light a light around Shanice. Shanice and Nick sitting on the couch when the group arrives back from the club, because clearly they're inebriated and they're having chips and dip and stuff like that. I was like, as I'm watching it last night, mind you, I was cut off from eating at that point, and I was like, oh, that looks so good what they're doing right now. And mind you, I don't like ranch and all this funny flavors, but they just that little comedic moment between Nick and Shanice, I was just like, and I'm sure if you watch Summer House, these are the elements that you see. I don't watch it chapter and verse, but I have seen scenes and things like that. So they're remaining consistent with how Summer House is filmed. So Shanice passed gas. Amir calls her out. And as I said to you guys before, Jordan overhears Summer talking to the group about how she was holding her earlier in the day and she was crying. So Jordan gets really upset and she talks about her alopecia to Preston and Shanice and how she finds it hurtful that she's telling someone that she doesn't get along with about it. Jasmine she's referring to. As we're watching this scene, we are watching Noelle in her room crying. I did not expect this. So if you watched last week's episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard, then you saw that Noelle told Alex how she feels about him and that, she's a little jealous that he's flirting with other girls. He basically sunned her. Well, I don't blame Alex because, first of all, we have to remember Noelle is friends with Summer. Summer and he had a little bit of a thing and it didn't end well. And they're friends. And Alex is a single guy and he's out at the club. And even if he is entertaining, it doesn't seem like he is entertaining Noelle at all. But it looks like Noelle is interested and she tells him that she's interested. And now she feels like an open wound because she's just admitted to this man. Mind you, she's a Capricorn too, right? I have their stuff here too. Yeah, here it is. I'm going to keep this all year round. Noelle is a Capricorn as well. And Capricorns don't like people to know their truth or how they really feel. So I was actually surprised that she even told him. So good for you, Noelle, for being that honest and open. Like I appreciated her being vulnerable and honest and open. Anyone else? I appreciated it. So when she was bawling in the room, I was like, oh, I felt bad for Noelle. But I get it. I also get where you guys also feel like, girl, what do you expect? You just told the man you have feelings for him and you just met him. I get that stance as well. But then I can appreciate as someone that wouldn't have done that. As someone that wouldn't have done that, I appreciate her vulnerability. I like Noelle so far. She's given us so much in just, 4 episodes? Like, she's shown vulnerable. She's shown fun. She's shown being authentic. Oh my God, she talked about her father, and this is why she was crying. I know people will think that she was crying over Alex, but what she was really crying about, according to her, was the fact that her daddy issues. And she talked about how it triggered her rejection from her father. And I was like, oh, whoa, no. Whoa, Noelle. Whoa. No, it's true, though. I really felt for her. I felt for her. And it's just, I'm going to call my mama. Mind you, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. You notice it. We didn't see her call her mama until the next day. She knew better. She knew better not to call her mama. So the next day, Alex is going around to see who wants to go to church. He didn't go to everyone, though. But he did go to Summer. Didn't you find that to be weird? Because he and Summer, they're not in a bad place. But I found it to be interesting that he went into the room to ask Summer if she wanted to go to church. And mind you, Noelle's in the other bed, but he didn't ask her. I originally thought when I first watched it last night that he was asking both of them. But when I rewatched it, it was very clear he was just asking Summer. Do you think he wanted to keep his distance from Noelle because she was so vulnerable the night before? Oh, she felt a way about it though. Would you have felt a way about it? Honestly, okay, if I was that vulnerable to some man the night before and I'm already in my feelings, I'm already an open wound. Okay, I'm already an open wound. And then the next day you're asking this other girl to go to church, but you don't even make it like a general statement. Do you ladies want to go to church? But no, you ask the other girl that if she wanted to go to church, I would feel away. I would feel away. D says F boy behavior. Was that really? I hate the fact that you guys are gonna make me defend Alex, but I'm not saying that he's not an F boy, but so far what we've seen this season, it doesn't really give me F boy. It gives me I'm single and I'm living. Look, I'm single and I'm living my life. I think F-boy behavior is if he was gaslighting and he was insinuating like there could be something and then pulling back. Like, I'm not getting that from him based off the edited show that we're watching together. All right? Scherzer says he asked both of them. Well, Noelle didn't believe that he asked both of them. And clearly, Summer was the only one that responded to him. She was like, what time is it? And then she was like, no, I'm not going to go. He didn't ask her. Look, he didn't ask her. Virgilia says that Alex is an F-boy Kempire. Well, maybe because I don't date F-boys, so I am not familiar. Okay. Marigold says awkward boy behavior. Kathy says it's the chase. She's no challenge. I believe that he is an Aries. He's an Aries man, but very much like Aries women, because I'm very familiar with the Aries sign. They do like a little bit of a chase. And once they get you, they're like, okay, I'm done with you. Oh, Aries. That is it. We have solved it. Because we know that Alex is an Aries. Right, Alex? You are an Aries. Let me see. Alex is an Aries. I think he's like the only Aries man there, right? Alex? Yep, Alex is an Aries with an Aquarius moon. Okay. I just feel like you guys are dogging Alex out, and I have really not seen terrible behavior from Alex. This week, I'm defending Alex with all I got. Okay? I'm defending Alex with all I got. This week. I can't promise you next week, Alex. Mrs. H says, Alex is not an F-boy. He's single and has options. They create things in their heads like they are already in a relationship. All right, Mrs. H, thank you. Because I agree with Mrs. H. Based off what we've seen on the show, even Shanice, though, referred to Alex as an F-boy. Oh, thank you, Candid. Candid Kate. I know you Aries very well, so I don't need the confirmation, but I know Aries women very well. I know the Aries sign very well. Candidly K says, Aries here, I do admit we are like that. They like the chase. And once they've gotten it, they get very disinterested. Okay. Rosanna says, is Jordan a Gemini? She sure gives it. Well, no, Jordan is a Capricorn with a Virgo moon and a Virgo rising. That makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. Hey, Virgos. I hope you guys, if you're new to the channel, we mean this all with love. All right? We mean it all with love. Dina, hey, Dina. Dina says, I've aged out. Alex was being honest. However, he is very lame. Damn. I don't know. I think you guys need to give Alex some grace. The Girls Club Inc. says, if Alex is an F-boy, then what is Shanice? I'm so glad that you said it, because we're gonna unpack Shanice in a minute. Okay? But let me say thank you. For those that are just joining us, we are talking about the latest episode of Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Don't forget, guys, we will be moving Summer House Martha's Vineyard recaps to 2:30 p.m. Eastern to replace our Real Housewives Potomac recaps. That way, in the evening, I can actually have dinner at a reasonable time. I'm being honest with you. I'm being transparent, okay? Delon, first of all, thank you so much for becoming a member. I saw that. Delon, and thank you for the super chat. Delon says Jordan is clearly unhappy. She needs to go home. She loves drama. She's involving herself too much. But this was her. Delon, did you watch season 1? This was her last season as well. I don't want Jordan to go home. I think we will end up liking Jordan. It might be season 5, but we will end up liking Jordan at some point. No, I think there is something likable about Jordan. Very much like some of you were saying in the chat. We want to like Jordan, but very much like when we start liking her, she turns on us and starts yelling at us. Damn you, Jordan. So Shan, thank you so much for the super chat. Shan says, hey y'all, I don't understand how Jordan is so guarded with this cast and was a free bird with the Winter House people. I don't like her. Everyone keeps saying that, and part of me is like, for research purposes, I need to watch Winter House, because everyone that watched Winter House says the same thing about Jordan. It makes me wonder, and mind you, she knows these people. She's known these people for a few years. Samira, thank you so much for the super chat. Samira says Jordan is angry and she needs therapy. Love Noelle, but she was doing the most with Alex's rejection. She can do better anyways. I think it had more to do with the rejection of her father, and that's exactly how she felt in the moment. Also, she may have been a little tipsy. Okay. Kim, thank you for the super chat. Kim says Noelle got burned by production, prompting her to be vulnerable. Oh, you think it was like that, Kim? It's very possible. You know, the show's produced by Truly Original. They're a mess. No. Shout out to producers. Bang, bang, bang. Everyone can get it. Shan, thank you for another super chat. Shan said, Alex has not been dishonest with any of these women. He is not an F-boy. He could say the same thing about them with all the sleeping around they do, allegedly. I'm saying, Shan, we see each other. Okay, because I'm not seeing the F-boy behavior they keep putting on Alex, and I don't even think that's fair. And he's the only single guy in this group. Sidebar, congrats to Preston. It was announced by People magazine that Preston and his now fiance, who I met at the premiere party, got engaged while they were on vacation abroad. Okay, it's giving money. So congratulations to Preston on his engagement. I love that. Congratulations, Preston. Pisces. What's your Preston? I know you're watching. Hey, Preston. What sign is your husband or your future husband? And why did I think that you guys are married already? I don't know why I thought that. But congratulations. You know, we love to see black love, black gay love, black gay boy joy. Black gay boy joy. There we go. Thank you so much for the super chat, Shan. Sherster, thank you for the super chat. Sherster says, I am an Alex apologist. Sherster, I think all of us right now are. Okay. Sherster says, that man is not an F-boy. If he was a lady acting the same way, we would have no problem with it. Example number 1, Shanice. Thank you, Sherster. I thought I was the only one. I said, I'm going to have to defend Alex this week. But I'm okay with having the unpopular opinion. And please understand, you can have the unpopular opinion here. And if you disagree with us, feel free to share your thoughts. It's all about how you share it, okay? Baby Tricia? She says, okay, congrats, Preston. I can't wait to see Donald. I think that's his name. Yeah, we're going to see Preston's fiance this season as well. Finally, because everybody else's boo is coming up, all right? All right. Back to this. So the group goes to church. Some of them go to church, and some of them are just waking up. All right. Shanice, I have to say, I do like Shanice. Do I think that Shanice, very much like Winter from Love and Marriage, has a little bit of a tick? Yes, she does. I met her, and I enjoyed her. I thought she was sweet. She had a sweet energy. Did I think she had a tick when I met her? Yes. But I still liked her. And if you missed it last season, I'm not going to rehash the ex-boyfriend situation. We will talk about it in this recap, but we're not going to rehash it because we broke it down last season. We did our research on it. We gave you the full story. We're not going to rehash it because she says it's actually traumatizing to her. So we're not going to rehash it, but go watch the old video. Okay. Angela says that I like Alex. He's a single guy living his best life. Honestly, I don't even think he's even, being a whore like he could be as a single guy. Right? Dental queer Janice. I love that. I wish I had a queer dentist. I like my dentist though, but I wish I had a queer one. You know what I mean? Dental queer Jenna says Shanice is hilarious. She is. She really does. I mean, there are really a few moments with Shanice in this episode alone that made me just giggle to myself. Like, this girl is just a mess. A mess. But we have some serious stuff to talk about when it comes to Shanice in a second. All right? So Preston tells Summer about how Jordan's feeling and how, she doesn't love the fact that she was, revealing that she was crying earlier in the day. Okay? But Summer wanted to clarify. She's like, I didn't reveal anything about her diagnosis or her health or anything like that. I wouldn't do anything like that. Okay? Noelle is in the kitchen and she's talking about how she felt a way that Alex asked Summer to go to church and not her. All right? Noelle tells Summer about her combo with Alex when they were out by the pool. Right before that, Summer was walking through Jordan's room and said, I'll be by the pool if you want to talk. Jordan never came. Okay? Jordan never came. But like I said, the Alex rejection for Noelle reminded of her father's rejection. And she breaks down in her confessional talking about that rejection. I like Noelle. And when I went to the premiere, I know I keep bringing that up every week because I went there with an intention to get you information so I can really kind of like compare it to what I heard and what I saw. So every week I'm going to mention it. But when I was there at the premiere party, everyone kept on saying, watch out for Noelle. She's a star this season. Everyone from the producers to the cast were saying the same thing about Noelle. So when people tell me that, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll see for myself. Look, I'll see for myself. All right, I don't need you telling me who's a star. I will tell you who's a star. Oh, Noelle's a star. No, no, but I like Noelle. I like Noelle so far. What we've gotten from her, I like the vulnerability. I like the fun that she's having fun with everyone in the cast. Literally in the kitchen, it was her and Shanice pretending to be aliens and then jiggling their thighs like Drea Kelly. I was like, okay, all right. She's a good time girl. All right. So I'm enjoying her. I'm enjoying her so far. But she opens up, again, another layer to Noelle, her opening up about the rejection from her father. And I was like, damn, that's deep. Dental Queer, hi, Janice, says, Noelle took the Alex rejection so hard, poor thing. I love that she's giving us layers, right? I agree. I like it so far. I like it and I like her. All right. So Bria says that she has mixed emotions about Mariah coming. She says that she's upset that Jasmine didn't have a combo with her about it. Okay. That's also when we in the kitchen, when we had that moment with Amir talking about religion. Okay, Amir. Preston looked at him with Preston's face alone could have been a meme. Preston, you're very memeable. His face at Amir when he was talking about church and religion, he was like, okay. Oh, I mean, Preston's a little bit of a, I don't want to say elitist because, he'll correct their grammar. He judges them. Okay. He judges them, which is fine because for me, it's hilarious. Okay. All right. So Noelle calls her mom and, she talked about what happened with Alex. And very much like a black mama, she's crying and she's like, don't cry, you're human. I love that in that same sentence, her mom is telling her not to cry and then saying, you're human. So you have a right to feel the way that you feel. But we gotta stop telling people not to cry, especially as, a black family, because that's why people hold things in. It's all about keeping up appearances and things like, no, let her cry. She's crying about her daddy. All right? Let her cry. Anyways, but I thought that was sweet. All right. So they go to Inkwell Beach. All right. They go to Inkwell Beach. I like the games. Is that really a game? For those that go to Martha's Vineyard, is that really a game or did they just create that? Martha says. They created that? I think that was a fun game though. There's so many games that they play on reality television that are so lame and they're always playing the same games on every show. I was like, I like this game. It looked like fun. And then playing that hood vocabulary game. I was like, okay, this is fun, but it was so short. It was so short. I was like, damn, we're leaving the beach already. Oh, the other thing that I like about Amir, because there's nothing like cooking for people that shows love. I think that's another a form of showing love. And mind you, I feel like why am I whispering? Mind you, I feel like everyone in that house can cook. Everyone's always cooking something. And I want to try Preston's mac and cheese. They look good. But Amir can cook too. That girlfriend's one lucky girl. Look. All right. Anyways. All right. So they're at the beach for a hot second and then they're out of there. Keedy says, Simon says, Martha says, I know it's based off of Simon Says, but I was wondering, is that something that they really play? And that's what they call it in Martha's Vineyard. I was just wondering if that was an actual thing. I never vineyard. I've never vineyard in the vineyard, vacation in the vineyard. So I wouldn't know. All right. Anyways, Summer and Jordan have a combo. This combo is Jordan. You are so. Oh my God, you're scary. Oh my God. Yes. OMG. Denton, thank you for the reminder. Not Amir making Philly cheesesteaks and forgetting the cheese. I'm mad that I went to Philly and I didn't have a Philly cheesesteak. I just wasn't there that long. And then I also don't want to just go any old place to get one. I want to go to the real place. Anyways. Tyrese says that Kempire is still crushing on Amir. Not anymore, no. No, after last season, him being thirsty to be on reality television, I didn't forget about that. I'm big on that. Like, you can be cute, but the minute I see that you're thirsty, I'm like, eh. But I can appreciate what I'm seeing this season because I'm like, no matter how I feel about you, even if I don't like you, I'm not saying I don't like Amir, but even if I don't like you, if I see like endearing qualities about you, I'll still point them out. Like, if there were endearing qualities to point out about Jordan, I would point them out. But Jordan... So Summer apologizes to Jordan about the night before, and she tries to clarify in regards to the comments that she made about her crying. She's like, I never revealed about your alopecia or anything like that. And Jordan's just sort of sitting there stone face. And Summer points out, it's just like you can be very angry sometimes. And again, Jordan's just sitting there stone face. And I'm thinking to myself, okay. But Jordan believes that Summer shouldn't have brought up that she was crying in her arms at all. How do you guys feel about that? I said this at the top of this recap. I feel as if it were you or me, we probably would have said the same thing. If we had an argument with someone and that morning we were just holding them in our arms, I probably would have said the same thing. I probably would have said the same thing. Dina, come on. Dina says, why? Amir's butt is way too big. Are we body shaming in the chat? Anyways. And I feel like deja vu talking about Jordan because I feel like we said this last season about Jordan. But it's so funny because since last season, Jordan was on Winter House, and some of you that watched Winter House said that she was very different. Jalen on my TikTok says, I would have said the same thing. I would have said the same thing. And thank God. I mean, Summer could have been worse. She was crying to me about her alopecia in the bathroom. She didn't say that. She's like, I was just holding her in my arms when she was crying this morning. Jillian says, I understand both ladies. Okay. Fine. Delon says, Jordan was doing too much. Scherzer says, I would have said the same thing. Summer didn't violate anything by speaking. That's what I was thinking. But I said, I'm not going to speak for everyone in the chat. I will speak for myself. Sweet Cherry says that Jordan gives cold energy. Yeah, and I wonder what it is because, like I said, if she was like this on Winter House, I probably would have been like, well, that's just who she is. But y'all told me she switched it up in Winter House. Okay. Bongi says that Jordan was on last season's Winter House in Colorado. Maybe she now thinks she's a star. No. go watch season 1. Jordan was like this in season 1. We said the same thing in season 1. Linda says, I don't like summer. I mean, this week I'm riding with summer because we have someone worse, Jordan. A says that Jordan uses therapy talk and those people are scary. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says Alex has been genuine with checking on Jordan and she shot him down. Oh, we're going to talk about it, Tyrese. We got to talk about that scene because I was so annoyed by that scene. Delon, thank you for the super chat. Delon says, I didn't believe the traumatized story. About Noelle? That story or Jordan? Some people are saying this is Summer House. What's up with all the crying in this episode from this crew? I'm not going to tell these people not to cry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell these people not to cry as long as we don't have it for the next 4 episodes, okay? All right. And for those that don't know, we have 9 episodes this season. I am itching for a Summer House Martha's Vineyard reunion. Go retweet my tweet on Twitter about it to Bravo. Go give it a comment. Go give it a like so that they know that you want to see a Summer House Martha's Vineyard reunion. And yes, unfortunately, Andy Cohen's going to have to host it. We will have to we will just have to deal with it, okay? We will just have to deal with it. Love Starlet says that Jordan and Bria are getting on my nerves. Yeah. Bria was actually hosting the big event this week in regards to, like, this was her Coachella. Mind you, it's literally Coachella happening right now. So she was hosting like this whole event with food and things. She even had cooks come in. Oh, this is where another reason why I think Amir is very sweet, like genuinely sweet. So when he goes to the kitchen to say hello to the women cooking, he actually gives the lady a hug and a kiss. Aww. Come on now. I thought that was, I was like, look at Amir. Look at Amir. Hey, Trey. Trey says, greetings from Italy. Can I come visit? I want to go back to Italy. I haven't been to Italy in a few years. All right. Lexi says that Bria's annoying. Bria, I know you're watching, girl. But that's what makes Bria a good reality TV star. Bria received a lot of backlash in season 1, and homegirl kept on kicking. Bria did not change for the cameras this season. Bria continued to be Bria this season. Bria, don't change. No, be yourself. People keep saying that people on reality television are so fake. Bria, don't change. We can't like everybody on the cast. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Speaking of Bria is on the phone with Simon, who he was also there when we interviewed Bria. And Simon is like, the tickets are too much money. And she's like, I am going through D withdrawal. And then she came up with her whole idea of how they can do like a virtual reality. Okay, Bria. Bria's a mess. Okay. Bria's at Coachella, I think, right? All right. So Bria's circus day. She has the cooks there. Fun. Everyone's good. Jasmine FaceTimes with Silas. For those that didn't think, you were wondering where Silas was, he was deployed this season. A lot of you are liking Jasmine more because Silas is not there. I'm going to be honest with you. I liked Jasmine last season too, though. Did I like every antic from Jasmine when she was sort of like playing producer? Did I like Silas? No. But I saw the star quality in Jasmine, especially when it comes to her commentary. Her confessionals are top tier. She's very funny. She's very, very funny. Oh my God, especially in this episode. Oh, if you follow me on TikTok or you follow me on Instagram, you already know what I'm talking about. Because I had to do a quick video last night just talking about it. How come we're not getting confessionals of Milo, the dog? Like last season we got at least one confession with Milo. We need a confession with Milo. Milo's still there. He's still running around the house and pooping everywhere. But I need some confessionals for Milo. Okay? All right. So Bria actually brings some alpacas to this event. It was a cute little thing that she planned. Someone said, I forgot who said it. I think, was it Preston? Preston's so damn shady. He's like, was it Preston or someone said it? They were like, this is like Coachella when everyone left. like Coachella when everyone left. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Samira, thank you so much for the super chat. Samira says Jordan was pleasant in Winter House. With this cast, she acts like she's better than them, like she can't be bothered with them. Ooh, Jordan. I hope you guys, when we get the reunion for Summer House Martha's Vineyard, because we need to press on for that. When we get the reunion, I hope you guys point that out in your questions to Andy. I'm blocked, so I can't send him a question. I mean, I could go under another name and do it, but you know. Okay. So we have Bria's, circus event, the good food, the Philly cheesesteaks without any cheese, fine. Okay. At some point, I'm guessing maybe next week or maybe the following week, we're going to see Simon come. All right. He's probably going to bring all kinds of watches. Perfect. All right. So Jordan opens up to Noelle about her hair and wig journey. And as you know, she's been very transparent about losing her hair. And right now she's having an incredible flare up in regards to her alopecia. Okay. All right. So then they go out the next day, not next day, I guess later that day, they go out to dinner. And Alex, before this dinner, mentioned how quiet Jordan had been. All right. So he actually asked her, he checks in with her and he's like, you've been really quiet. Normally we hear from you and we're not hearing from you. So she opens up about losing her mom, her anxiety, how she's been taking care of everyone. And now she's really just starting to do those things. She also talks about how, she's also single. And a lot of people are saying that is probably part of the reason why her and Jasmine are not getting along, or more so why Jordan doesn't see it for Jasmine, because Jasmine, and she's always calling out Jasmine for being a different personality now that she's married. All right. So she talked about, also being single. So she opens up and is vulnerable with the group in regards to her hair and losing her hair. And she talks about how hair for Black women is their currency. And I feel for her. And I like the fact that she's talking about it, because I think a lot of people don't talk about it. All right. Let me take a sip, y'all. I've been talking all day. All right. Lexi says it was a sweet moment watching Noelle help Jordan with her wig. And this is why Noelle is great. And this could be a lesson to other reality stars or other newbies coming onto the show, other new housewives. Don't try and associate yourself with just one person. Try to get to know everyone. And you can see that's what Noelle is doing. She's building relationships with everyone on the cast. And helping someone with their wig and her being that vulnerable, I'm sure brought Noelle and Jordan a little bit closer. But watch out, Noelle, because all it takes, you just never know with Jordan. You never know with Jordan. Okay? Pure Luxury Salon says that Jordan has a nasty attitude and we could do without her next season. I mean, I'm not exactly not going to not agree with you. I kind of agree, but I think Bravo and production likes her. I think they like her. All right. A says Jordan was throwing jabs and covering it up with her emotions. Ooh, well, let's talk about that. So Alex opens up this conversation saying that, Jordan, I noticed that you've been quiet. Mind you, all these other people could have pointed out. No one else has noticed it. And Alex has noticed it. And he points it out. And then Jordan, is vulnerable and she opens up. And then all of a sudden, Jordan comes out of nowhere, bringing up some old tea from last season. And the things that the issues that she had with him. Okay. So Jordan confronts Alex about the Shanice situation. So you remember the Shanice situation. We're not going to rehash it, but Shanice was in the middle of a legal situation with her ex-boyfriend. He accused her of all kinds of different things. Okay, we talked about that. And Shanice doubles down on what Jordan says about Alex. She was like, you traumatized me by bringing it up. So Alex wants to clear it up. He's just like, I didn't Google it. I was told about it. Nick told me. Nick then passed it off to someone else. And then he said Jasmine brought it back up. Everybody was passing around the blame. But here's the thing. So Shanice is also in another legal situation with her ex. So because the criminal situation was dismissed, he's now suing her civilly for like $20,000. All right. And apparently he tried to leak, or he leaked her private photos. Here's the thing. He shouldn't have done that. But hear me out. Please hear me out, because this is where I torque on the fence. Hear me out. He shouldn't have done that. However, was it last week's episode, the week before its episode, Shanice got drunk and she was sending random men that maybe she's hooking up with private photos of herself? Doesn't give her ex the right to leak her photos. But at the same time, if you are in the middle of a lawsuit and you have these accusations against your ex, and first of all, not even just doing that with people that you are hooking up with, I don't know, but you're also mentioning it on a reality show. That can't be good for your case. That cannot be good for your case. Look, because I'm thinking to myself, he could easily use that against her and say, I didn't leak it. You're sending it to random people. You're sending it to random people. All right. Courtney, I am not condoning it. Like I said, see, this is where I knew you guys are going to misconstrue what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's not right for him to do it. However, this is not going to help her case if she's sending it to other people. Photos of herself. Just saying. It's not going to help her case. DB says heavy on the random men. Anyways. Let me see what you guys are saying. Candidly K says, yeah, I was like, although no one should leak them, see, but stop sending them out to people anyway. Stop sending them to random people when you're drunk. But like I said, it's also going to hurt your case, because he could say, well, I wasn't the one who leaked it. You said on this reality show, you sent them to random people. I'm looking out for you, Shanice. Even if you do that, don't say that on a reality show that can be used against you. At the end of the day, your life, your body, but at the same time, don't say it on a reality show and then in the same breath saying this man is leaking your photos. Do I think that he did it? Probably. It seemed like it was a toxic relationship, and the fact that she's still living with it, like literally in the middle of still dealing with it legally. All right. VI says that I know what you're trying to say, Kempire, but this is still a slippery slope of thinking. Well, no, you have a right to believe what you want to believe. But like I said, I'm thinking legally for her. Like she's going to hurt herself in regards to her court case when it comes to that. Oh, damn. Cody says, I mean, who needs nudes when we have this show? I've seen her butt and boobs more than her face. Really? Look, I mean, that's true too. Shan, thank you for the super chat. Shan says, sending nudes and crying about being broke. Tragic. This chat. Thank you for the super chat, Shan. All right. I'm going to drop the call-in link for our members first, but I have still more things to say about Summer House Martha's Vineyard. So let's continue the conversation. Here, hold on. Let me just drop this link here. Let me go back here. Okay. All right. There we go. And for those that are listening to the podcast version of this, I will be not be including the callers. So if you want to hear the callers, be sure to check out the YouTube channel or on Facebook as well. So, all right. So if you're a channel member, we dropped the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. All right. DV says, Kempire, you're right about Shanice. Look, it's not about me being right. look, y'all can agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. But as soon as she mentioned her being traumatized about what Alex did, about bringing it up. Here's the thing, though. This is the other part that I wanted to mention. Shanice, Alex bringing it up on the show wasn't going to stop Bravo. You're part of the Bravo universe. They are going to dig up all this stuff. All that stuff was already available. It was already in the news. Some people knew that story before you even told that story about you. So being a part of the Bravo universe, that would have come up. So even if Alex didn't mention it, and Alex says in this moment, he's like, I was trying to protect you, trying for you to get ahead of the story. DB says Milo does not approve of the news. Oh my! See, this is why we need confessionals from Milo, so he can speak for himself. Okay, so he can speak for himself. Oh, Kalani says, I just hope none of my pictures get out. And look, I want to also just to double down on that doesn't give anyone the right to leak any of your private photos. But like I was saying this on the show that you got drunk and you sent your private photos to random people is not going to help your case in proving that someone else didn't send those photos out and not your ex. Y'all get me? All right. Tarsha says that that's reality TV for you. Especially Bravo. Like those Bravo investigators, they would have found out that story about you, Shanice, and told that story. Please understand. As soon as you said it, I was like, girl, they would have found out that story and laid it all out. Amber says, Milo's, come on now. We just love talking about Milo. You know what I mean? All right, but wait, before we even move on. So the end of this episode ends with Bria. So Bria says that she wants to be 100, she doesn't want to be 100% instead of inauthentic, she says unauthentic. Is unauthentic a word, Preston? I was waiting for your commentary. Oh, thank you, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Sammy changed her name. Sammy says, Kempire, I don't watch Martha's Vineyard, but I'm still here for the recaps. I was on the road earlier and catch the other recap. Thanks so much. Love your recaps. And a little stress, but you ease the stress with laughter. Thank you, Sammy. Thank you. All right. And I see what you guys are talking about in regards to Crystal Kung Minkoff. We'll talk about that tomorrow during our Tuesday takeover. I would just like certain lives just to be about the show that we're talking about. I don't want any side stories, but it is an eclipse, the eclipse effects. So we're hearing about a lot of people changes, look, she's had her time, okay? She's been given a lot of time. All right, so, Cody says that Bria is a grade 8 Karen. All right, let me remind you what Bria said in an exclusive interview with me here on the channel last season. All right, so many of you have been clipping this and posting it on social media. All right, so let me remind you what Bria said. Oh, damn it. Where is it? Hold on. Let me pull it back up because apparently this damn thing forgot it. Hold on, y'all. Just when I thought it was ready to go. Hold on. Where's my Bria clip? Oh, here it is. Do you think if you guys do get a season 2 that Mariah will be welcomed back?
I would love for her to come back. I said that in numerous interviews. I mean, at the time that we voted her off and I was in on that at the time because I was angry and...
One more time. Do you think if you guys do get a season 2 that Mariah will be welcomed back?
I would love for her to come back. I said that in numerous interviews. I mean, at the time that we voted her off and I was in on that at the time because I was angry and...
So Bria bringing up that she does not want Mariah to come to the house. So, they had a conversation last week about Mariah coming. Justice for Mariah. Look, justice for Mariah. So a lot of people, you guys reminded me. I was like, I forgot she said that during our interview last season. She says that she's in the group chat. She says that everything with Mariah is okay. And this is before they filmed season 2. So her making a stink about it, about Mariah coming, I think it's her ego. I think it's partially because they said no to Phil coming, but Phil was just bad when he first came. But she says that, Mariah physically assaulted her and she's not comfortable with Mariah coming. And she says this to to Jasmine. But then Jasmine, I was not ready for this moment. So Jasmine in her confessional, she's like, these people are trying me. She says that I come from, this is what she says. She says that her mom is a brilliant, resilient, 2-time convicted felon. And she was on Watch What Happens Live. I did not get a chance to see Jasmine's mom on Watch What Happens Live, but a lot of you did see her, and you said she was gorgeous. But they didn't ask about her being a two-time convicted felon. All right? So, but I was not prepared for that. I was like, oh, Jasmine. So a lot of people are like, what does she mean by that? She's mean they are trying her and do not test her. Okay? Do not test her. We have to also keep in mind, one of the other things that we see in this episode, we see she talks to Silas. She says she's going to have to tell them because they're suspecting that she is pregnant. And then we actually get to see her belly. So she's hiding all of this. And she's emotional. So when Bria brings this up, she feels blindsided by it. And now Bria is saying that she does not feel comfortable with Mariah coming back to the house. But she said in my interview this. Do you think if you guys do get a season 2 that Mariah will be welcomed back?
I would love for her to come back. I said that in numerous interviews. I mean, at the time that we voted her off and I was in on that at the time because I was angry and...
Okay. Look, okay. So what changed? I think, again, ego. The fact that Jasmine booked Mariah's flight beforehand. She claims in this scene that she's like, I only said that I was cool with her to you was, because I was trying to make you feel comfortable. So when you told it to me, were you lying then? Girl, you guys we're gonna get you guys a reunion. Guys, go to Twitter. I know you're watching. Retweet my last tweet and comment to Bravo that you want a reunion because we need answers from Bria. Okay? Sidebar, I will give it to these ladies. You guys look great. Jasmine and Summer on Watch What Happens Live. They give us a look. So I know that their reunion looks would be good. All right? Even Shanice is going to give us something, okay? Even if she has to borrow it, okay? I'm okay with that. So Bria says this. Then we get that moment from Jasmine letting us know her mom's a brilliant, resilient, 2-time convicted felon. Okay? And then she gets really emotional about what Bria says. And she's like, I really need you guys because she feels isolated from the group. Everyone's been hanging out. They've been going on vacation together. They have not included her. So she has felt very isolated from this group. So she has a breakdown. And who's there to hold her hand? Noelle. Noelle was there to hold her hand. DV says that Andy looks so uninterested during Watch What Happens Live. If it's not Housewives or Vanderpump Rules, Andy always looks disinterested, to be honest with you. Sir, if you don't want the show, mind you, during the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, I forgot to mention this, and he was talking about kids and things like that, and Dr. Wendy was talking about making more time for her kids. He's like, you make me feel bad. You should feel bad because you hosting these reunions is a choice. Andy Cohen doesn't need the money. So you taking time, mind you, the reunions for all the shows that he hosts takes a full day, like 12 hours of his time. So at this point, it's a choice. You're not hurting for any money, Andy. And then we keep telling you, allowing some other people to have these opportunities, up and comings that are working to be an Andy Cohen, you could be giving them an opportunity, but you don't want to do that because it's all about ego. But we still want the Summer House Martha's Vineyard, so let me not throw him under the bus too much because he's going to have to host that reunion. Love Starlet said, Andy looked engaged to me. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I couldn't tell you guys. I only saw like a clip, so I couldn't even tell you. Erica says, you forgot about Roni. What did I forget about Roni? What about Roni? I forgot. What did I forget about Roni? Were we not talking about Roni? All right. All right. Let's get to some callers, guys, and then we're going to wrap this up because it's dinner time. All right. But if you're listening to this, don't forget you can listen to this on the Kempire podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. And as always, we are still giving you a discount for Rose Forever. More information on Rose Forever is available in the description, including $40 off, Kempire 40 with $40 off, roses that will last you at least a year. Mother's Day is right around the corner, so why not get something for yourself or your mother? Or maybe you just want some beautiful spring flowers around your home. I love my flowers. Y'all saw the flowers I had in the studio. Now they're around my home. They're in my foyer. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. All right, I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking a lot today. So I want to hear from the callers. I want to hear your thoughts on Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I want to know from you in the live chat, do you want to see a reunion? I mean, we have questions. So I want to see a reunion. All right. So shout out to those of you that are watching on TikTok, those of you watching on Twitter. We have over 1,000 of you watching on multiple platforms. So thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to be here. Don't forget, tomorrow is our Tuesday takeover at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, 9:30 a.m. PST. And that's where we talk about a variety of reality television, but also pop culture news. We got to talk about this Drake beef. I normally don't talk about rap beef, but there's a lot of rap beef happening amongst the men and the women. What is going on? Drake got a BBL? All right, we'll talk about that tomorrow during our Tuesday takeover. Sherster, thank you so much for the super chat. Sherster says that dinner was unhinged. If that was my vacation, I would have packed a bag and checked into a hotel for the night. Great TV though. And that's all that matters, Sherster. That is all that matters. All right, I'm losing my voice, so I am going to get to the callers. All right, so let me switch this out. And live chat, we're almost at 400 likes. Let's get to 400 likes, and I will drop the call and link for the general audience. Actually, let's get to 350 likes, and I'll drop the call and link for the general audience. Live chat, for those that are calling in, please respect the timer so that we can get to everyone. All right? All right. Let me switch this out, and let me put up my disclaimer. All right, there we go. Again, callers, no profanity, no derogatory statements, no mentions of people's bodies, unless you're just saying, I like that person's body. That's a little different. All right, let's get into this. Let's bring up Miss Esquire first. Hold on, Miss Esquire. What's going on, Miss Esquire?
Hi, how are you?
Where are you?
I'm doing good. I'm so sorry that I was on the live earlier, but I had to drop off and I couldn't call in. But wonderful live.
Thank
Have
you.
a lot of thoughts. We'll see if there's time for us to talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm really just coming up here to be your lawyer, as I always am,
Thank
and
you.
explain to the people, like, listen, a claim of revenge porn, it has to be shown that has had a deleterious effect on you. And one of the ways somebody can undermine that type of claim is if you engage in sharing those kind of photos with yourself with other people. Now, does that make it right that someone would use your consensual sharing of your bodily autonomy and photography with someone else? Absolutely, it's not right.
Nope.
But what is permissible in a courtroom to try the credibility of a claim is different from what is moral and right in real life. And so I just wanted to kind of come and back you up that
Thank you.
I totally understand what you were saying. Like, I have the right to share my photos with whomever I want. And I also have the right to challenge when you have shared those outside of my consent. That's not right. But when I challenge that legally, there's always the ability of the other party to come at your credibility.
Keep going.
And I'm just saying, any of us, if we're going to be in court talking about those type of issues, and unfortunately we have a propensity of sharing that type of material with other people, yes, it is hard to tie that to one person's leaking or one person's behavior, and two, it undermines the deleterious effect of that sharing that you're trying to convince the court it had on you.
Boom.
So I really just wanted to talk about that. But loving Summer House, really love the kids. I agree with you. Andy could not care less about them, but we really do need a reunion. So talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks, Ms. Esquire. Thank you. I mean, it takes a lawyer to explain it better. Look, I'm not an attorney. I just worked with them for years. But thank you, Ms. Esquire. Always the voice of reason, legal reason, breaking it down, our legal eagle here. Okay? All right. We're going to bring Miss Wendy next. What's going on, Wendy?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. So, Bria is a brat. I'm sorry. I like Bria, but she's a bratty Bria this week. Okay. It's very hypocritical that you want Phil to come and make everybody else uncomfortable mentally, but
Ooh.
then you're the only person that got a problem with Mariah. That's one. Two, I think Shanice really needs to see a therapist. There's something going on deep inside of her that makes her want to send news like that. There's a reason. So, y'all just pray for her. That's all. And love ya.
Thank you, Wendy. Take care. All right. Always under 30 seconds she did that. Okay. Maya's backstage. We're gonna bring up Maya next. What's going on, Maya? I like how you put the AKA VI867. What's going on, Maya?
Yes, that's hi, Kempire. Yes, that's my name in the chat, and
Yes.
I've been on the calls a few times, so
Yes.
people can respond to me in the chat. Try to make this quick.
Okay.
One, I think that Alex may not be a fuckboy, but he's a terrible communicator. In his confessional, he'll say what he thinks about women, but does he say that to their face? No. And I've been in Noelle where I come and I'm straightforward and I'm honest and I'm vulnerable, which does not make me weak because most people are so scared to be vulnerable. They do all the games and stuff.
Yeah.
And Alex is just like, yeah, well, that's not an answer. Maybe he's not a fuckboy, but the
Stop saying the
communication
F word.
is not there. And then the other thing I was going to say, Bria, girl, whatever. She's a brat. It is what it is. She all of a sudden puffing up at dinner. I agree with Preston. Like, you're not going to do anything. As for Jordan, Shanice needs therapy, yes, because she's been through a lot. But Jordan also needs therapy because this hot and cold thing is too much. And she needs to get to the root of that. Like last season, I'm so sorry to go over time. Last season, I just want to bring this up. Last season, Jordan was like, oh, I think you want companionship. And she was like, I don't need a man. And then at the dinner table, she was like, oh, by the way, like I'm single and blah, blah, blah. So was Jordan really your friend then and saw you, or was she not? Anyways, I'll call back in with my other thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks, Maya. All right. Let's bring up Danny next. What's going on, Danny? What were your thoughts?
Hey, Kempire. So I was only wanted to comment on Jordan. I talked about this last week under the recap comments, and I still feel the same way. I think that Jordan believes that she is supposed to have the life that Jasmine has because I think she believes aesthetically she's more pleasing than Jasmine, and that Jasmine's life is what she should be living because she's aesthetically more pleasing. And I say that because I understand how jealousy works when it comes to women. And you can see the writing on the wall. Jasmine did nothing to that girl for her to warrant just the coldest of shoulders to. Jordan did nothing. Jasmine did nothing to Jordan for her to be so evil towards Jasmine, and for her to keep going to her like, "Girl, just tell me what I did. Let me fix it. Let me fix it." And Jordan don't really got no concrete reason besides, "Girl, you got married and you start acting mature." Like that's how I know she's not a friend because I done been through this 1,000 times,
Really?
and I feel so bad for Jasmine just going through that over and over again because people like her, when she said they playing in her face, they really playing in her face because people do that to people like Jasmine. And that's all I got to say, Kempire. Thank you.
Thank you. That is deep. Here's the thing. I love especially when women call in and talk about these things because I think as a man, it doesn't matter that I'm gay, I'm still a man. And I don't necessarily have these conversations with women and I haven't been through what women have been through with other women. So you have a different perspective. So what Danny just said, I was like, oh, okay. All right. Let me move on because we have a long line. You guys really want to talk about something else more than that? Okay. Bravo, we need a reunion. You see how people are here? They got things to say. All right, Janelle's backstage. What's going on, Janelle?
Bonjour, Kempire. Hello, darling.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Tired.
Me too. I'm tired too. But yeah, one thing about Alex, I appreciate his boundaries and him being upfront with them and let you know who he is. I appreciate that. The problem is that y'all said that y'all liked that about him, but y'all did not set your own boundaries, and now your feelings are hurt. That's called therapy. Go get some. It's great. And also, About Andy Cohen. Now, I've been wanting to tell you this for a minute, but like I was like, how do I say it in a very succinct way? So I think Andy Cohen has a exclusivity clause in his contract.
Mm.
Now, George Stephanopoulos had this in his contract at ABC News. So basically, we George Stephanopoulos he wanted the anchor spot on World News Tonight. ABC was like, no, we want you for Good Morning America. So
Mm.
he agreed to take Good Morning America, and then Diane Sawyer, if I'm correct, then she retired, and then David Muir took over for that anchor seat. But whenever there was a breaking news alert, and remember, I think this is before 45 or after 45, I'm not sure. But basically, anytime there's a breaking news alert, George would be the one doing it instead of David. And David says, I'm sick of this. I'm going to leave the network if you don't give me the breaking news alert. I'm the evening news anchor. That doesn't make any sense. So I think Andy Cohen has a great management team. And I know some of his management team because, side note, used to work as part of the management team. Not in with for him, but used to work at the agency. But I know that usually in those cases they have exclusivity. So I have first dibs, and I have first right of refusal before you go ask anybody else to host these reunions.
So you're proving my point. It's him.
Oh yes, 1,010 million %.
So he could reject it. He could like
and
give
I
this
know,
to.
and I know from reading his books, he is either friends or he is friendly with George Stephanopoulos because they both frequent the Hamptons around the same time.
We all do, girl.
Huh?
I said we all do.
Hello. We're gonna be there one day. Bonjour.
Just you and me.
Right? Listen, I love everybody, but I ain't trying to invite everybody. I'm just keeping it real. Hello. But I just wanted to say that. I said I think that's what it is. And
I mean, I've been saying that I do believe that it's in his contract, and that's why he does it. I don't believe they're just picking him. Oh, it's him. I believe he negotiated that, but it's still annoying.
Right. I think it is annoying. And I do think that, I think the Valley's probably going to get a reunion. So if the Valley can get a reunion, so should Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
Okay. Thank you, Janelle.
Yes. I know I went over time. I am so sorry.
It's okay. You were giving us some tea.
Hello. I love spilling the tea and drinking it too. Bye.
Bye. All right. We have a long line, which I appreciate, you guys. I do not take for granted that we have quite a few of you here for our Summer House Martha's Vineyard recap. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. We did drop the call and link for the general audience. If you're a member, it's on the community tab here on YouTube. Shout out to everyone watching on TikTok. We see you guys. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch, Twitter, and on Facebook. We see you guys as well. All right. April's backstage. We're going to bring April up next. April, what were your thoughts on Summer House Martha's Vineyard?
Good evening. I love the Kempire, so I will forgive you for saying exposing us Aries people. Like, it's okay. But Bria the brat, it's just too much because either you want Mariah there or you don't, and I think everyone is overlooking Preston's feelings when Phil used the code of language soft. Like, that's him being homophobic. At least that's how I view it, because that's messed up. And so it's like, Bria, if you and Preston are so close, why would you want someone in the house that is making your friend uncomfortable as well as other people? Yep. And also, if they already know that Jazz is pregnant, but also why would she tell you guys? Yes, she was being a lot last season, but seeing the fact that she barely has anybody and she's trying to make the effort, and they're still icing her out, it's like, And also, Preston, I do like him, but he does straddle the fence like Karen. And it's like, I think you could do a better job of hearing her out. And the other girls, Jordan, those wigs, may the Lord be a guiding fence and shield, because she needs to get that together before she comes for other people. And yeah, that's it. Everybody enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, April. All right, we're going to bring up El Michelle next. What's going on, El Michelle?
Hi, Kempire. Oh, my best friend in my head. I think everybody in the chat probably feel like you're their best friend in their head. But I would like to say yes, they should do a reunion, and I do think that you should host it. I know you're going to say no, but I think that you are like the best. Like you're you're invested like we're invested, and I feel like you would ask the questions that need to be asked, but I don't think you would do it. But if the check is right, I feel like you would do it.
Oh.
I would also like to say thank you to the King's Roundtable because y'all always bring about new information, and Miss Esquire and the other lawyers and Janelle, y'all bring about the information that we need to know so that we know what's going on. And to Shanice, if you're going to show your body, ma'am, and you don't have a job, this is when you join OnlyFans. Jordan, the fact of us knowing that she's code switching in Winter House, and then what the previous caller said about her being jealous of Jordan, so she feel like she needs to be in that life. I'm like, did you want to go in the Winter House and find you a white boy so he can pick you up and like elevate you to where you think you need to be? Bria is so pretty. She is so gorgeous, but she is so annoying. The fact that she and I love a dog. Please don't bring your dog on vacation with me. That's not a vacation. I love dogs. I want another dog. But yeah, that's another reason why I don't like her. Jasmine, I love Jasmine. I enjoy Jasmine. Jasmine is an onion for me,
Yeah.
especially that realization that her mom was a two-time felon.
Yes.
I want to know more. I feel like Jordan and the rest of the cast thought that she was going to be that she was going to be the villain, or they were going to, people going to hate on her like they did because of Silas last year.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think they don't realize things like that backfire on you because she is being genuine, she is being authentic, and the audience kind of roots for the authentic person in the situation. Last thing, all that crying last night, the only thing I can think of is all of these girls' cycles are syncing up.
Oh,
and that's all. You have a good day.
You can say it. I can't. Goodbye.
Right.
Can I be open and transparent? Do you guys realize when I jerked back like this, my leg cramped? I've been sitting in this damn chair too damn long. Like, let me stretch it out a little bit. Ooh, oh my Lord. Look, I keep it real on here on the channel. My leg cramped up for a second. Okay, let me get DeLon on here. What's going on, DeLon?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm good. Let's go and get started on the Vineyard. I love the Vineyard. Miss Noelle is like my best friend in my head. I love her. And yes, I did watch last season. I liked Jordan a little bit, but she's getting on my nerves real bad this season because she's just being very pessimistic for some odd reason. Something's going on at home that she's not saying. So she should go home and deal with it off my TV.
Oh.
And now, Shanice, girl, I would have believed her story, but she started off crying. So I'm like, girl, please. Because she's like, you traumatized me, Alex. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I didn't buy it. But yes, you could be struggling, but she probably was overdoing it just a tad. And Bria, I like Bria because this is what we need from Giselle. Annoying, but give us good TV. You know? Good TV. And Preston, I'm side-eyeing because that's your Line Brothers wife, and you're icing her out as well. So,
Clock that T.
But you have a good day, and I'll see you in Nashville when you get here.
Yes, Delon. See you in Nashville in July. Guys, don't forget, Kempire After Dark, the live tour is officially here. We'll be in Boston May 30th, and then we'll be in Nashville July 11th. Then we will be in Atlanta the next day on July 12th. And then I'll be coming to Seattle August 30th. So get your tickets. More information is available in the description. I love you said I need to stretch. I'm going to stretch in a second. When we get to the next call, I'm going to switch to a blank screen, and then I'm going to stretch my legs. We have Nia backstage. We're going to bring Nia up next. Hold on. I just realized I didn't put my headsets in. Hold on. What's going on, Nia?
Didn't remember I told you guys that Jordan has a lot going on? Like, Jordan, like, when I said that what she went through the Playboy house.
Oh, yes.
Go out and, like, it showed. The way she flipped on Alex so quickly was very scary. And I'm starting to believe when they say truly original asks these girls to do these certain things, because I don't understand why everybody was crying. It did not make sense. I do think production did push Noelle. I do agree with that person to be very vulnerable about this, but it made her seem like she was vulnerable about Alex and not about what's happened due to her father. So it looks like she was crying over Alex. Lastly, I want to talk about Jordan. I do think that they're trying Jordan, and I do think that they're giving her a hard time, and I understand why she is not telling them she is pregnant. when you're in the first couple of months when you're pregnant, you can lose a baby very easily. And she probably just wants to come and have fun. To think about it, this is her one of her last real times she can have fun without thinking about another person she has to take care of. And all they're doing is coming at her and trying to make it seem like she's being shady when, as she said, Mariah is her best friend. And I feel like they don't want Mariah to come is because she's going to be the real friend for Jasmine. And she's going to be there to support Jasmine while everybody else is icing her out. I don't like the way how they're icing her out. I think they should be there for her, like she's there for them. But for her to say that Shanice went to talk to somebody, like if they were mortal enemies, like the way Jordan said that was weird. And so that makes me think, were you ever a friend to Jordan? To Jasmine? Because if you think this didn't just come out of nowhere, what do you mean somebody who you guys didn't have a big beef.
Yeah.
You didn't like the way that when she got married, she couldn't do the single things that you guys are doing anymore. And that's about it.
No. Thank you so much, Nia, for calling in. Nia always has really great perspectives. All of you. Shout out to all the callers. You guys always have really interesting, different perspectives, which we love. So if you feel like you have the unpopular opinion and you're scared to call in and share that unpopular opinion, please understand you're welcome here. It's all about how you share it as well. All right. And if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. We're talking about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, the latest episode. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know where you're watching from. And guys, don't forget to let us know your rating for this week's episode. I have to say, it was a stellar episode. Let me see what you guys are on how you're rating this based off of almost 800 votes. 72% of you guys rated this episode between 7 and 10. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. If you haven't voted already, be sure to vote. Let me get to the rest of the callers. O'Shea's backstage. O'Shea, what time is it in South Africa?
Just past 1 a.m.
Oh, damn. All right. What are your thoughts?
No, it's cool. I already agree with the reunion aspect, especially since we're not having BravoCon this year. I think the show would have benefited quite a lot if we did have BravoCon because it's quite good so far. It's especially compared to the first season. So I think we definitely should have a reunion. And Andy's never. I did watch he's not interested in much. It's very, I don't know. He's only interested when Kyle is there or Tamra or somebody or the other. But it's time is up for him. But before I go, I wanted to ask you. Would it be possible for you to do an interview with Monica? I'm very curious to see that. And I see she is doing the rounds, so it'll be nice to see the two of you guys, the two of you together, if you can squeeze that in.
No. Thanks, O'Shea, for calling in. All right, Monica, Reality, Von Teese, Garcia, Fowler, Darnell, Delgado, Jussie Smollett, fill in the blank. Well, Knight is the baby's father. I don't know if they're going to get married, but we shall see. We shall see. All right, let me bring up, hold on, Samira next. Samira, what's going on?
Hey, everyone.
Hey.
So yes, I definitely love this show. I think that Jordan, for me, I think she really needs therapy. There's definitely something going on, and I think it's rooted in her family dynamic. I think she's talked about it a little bit, and she's low-key bullying Jasmine. I don't like that. I don't like how she's going out of her way to ice her out. And if there's any F-boy on the cast, to me, it would be Nick. Nick is the F-boy, not Alex, but like a desperate F-boy. And I actually talked to Alex a few years back.
What do you mean?
Yes. He's actually a sweetheart. He's literally the nicest person. But the only thing is he's incredibly boring. I'm so sorry.
Wait, when you say you talked to him, what do you mean? Like, give me...
He slid into my DMs. We've talked for several months.
He slid into your DMs and you talked for several months? Keep going. No, keep going.
Well, I don't want to say too much.
Keep going.
He slid into my DMs. We talked for a few months. He's very, very sweet. He told me about his singing ambition, that his cousin was John Legend. He
told you that his cousin was John Legend.
Yeah, and then he sent me a long voice note on my birthday, singing me happy birthday. He's a very sweet guy, but he's like bread. He's boring. I'm so sorry. But he's not very sweet. That's it.
Samira, thank you so much for calling and sharing the tea.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. I love y'all. If you have more tea, and shout out to those of you that come to our Kempire After Dark live shows. That's where you can also drop tea as well, because people have dropped tea. Speaking of Crystal Kung Minkoff, we'll talk about Crystal tomorrow. We don't care about Crystal today. We'll talk about it tomorrow during our Tuesday takeover. Let me bring up Miss Bernice, because I know Miss Bernice wants to react. Miss Bernice?
What up, though? What up, though? Yes. One thing I want to say, Jordan is not woman enough to tell Jasmine that she's jealous of her being married because she's no longer the center of attention in Jazz. Why? That's simple as it. Just tell her that. Alex, he let you know from the start what he's about. He says he's an ex-F boy. He said it got too toxic and he had to change his life. That's why he's in the meditations trying to improve himself. He gave you his boundaries. You didn't believe him. So you caught feelings real quick and you scared them all. Simple as that. There's you don't need to take a dissertation or take a psychology class to try to figure out why he turned away. You came on too strong by listening to the other people in the house instead of going directly to the emotion song, Don't Ask My Neighbor, Come to Me, so we can talk. But you let them geek you up and you fell flat on your face. A life lesson.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice is the best. I love it though. Oh, that was funny. Samira. She called him bread. All right, Danielle's backstage. We'll bring up Danielle next. Hold on. Danielle, what's going on?
Chad, I'm still gagging because when she said he's like bread, does that mean he's stale? Like, did I take that the wrong way? But that was hilarious. Okay, he's still like bread. That's how I took it. He's still. I was like bread. I almost dropped my phone. Okay, so I apologize. I'm late. Come from the gym. One, we gotta get you one of them desks that go up and down so you can stand up. And
I do. I have one of those desks. But if I adjust it right now, then I have to adjust the camera. But it's okay. I'm feeling all right.
Okay.
Getting old.
So last night, Jordan irritated me to the point I got to Google Schmoogle. And I learned some things about Jordan. Jordan is a pageant girl. I didn't know that. If y'all knew that, my bad. She's a pageant girl. So I feel like sometimes with them, they can just be real catty. And I just don't. And I Googled her because of the whole wig thing. Because I couldn't remember if she was wearing wigs last season. I understand this season, I was going to say eczema, but it's not eczema. Psoriasis, is it?
Alopecia.
Her alopecia's flared up. So I'm thinking a couple things. One, have you been tracking what triggers it to flare up? Like, is she keeping track of this stuff? Because if you knew you were coming, and it could be just something, a chemical imbalance. It could be don't eat beef, don't eat pork. It could be something like that. I don't know. But when I Googled her, unfortunately, she is April's Aries, and that disappoints me because I don't like her attitude, and that's not like what we don't do that. I agree with every other caller before. She's jealous of Jasmine. She's icing Jasmine out. She's mad because Jasmine's no longer the go-out girl anymore. She's maturing up. She's also pregnant. They don't know that part. But at the same time, like the previous caller said, she's trying to get ready for her new life. And Jordan can go. Bria. I wish that moment that the editors had your clip of Bria saying she was okay with Mariah, because that's the clip we need to insert it right there to remind everybody that, Bria, you said this just a couple of months ago.
I don't know why they didn't include it. I don't know why didn't they watch. Hey, production.
Y'all listening. I don't know why y'all didn't include it. Y'all could have asked them at the premiere. The
reunion. Look, the reunion. They're going to play that at the reunion.
They owe you. So that's why they are going to call you with the proper check. We need the proper amount of zeros for him to say yes.
All right. Thank you, Danielle, for calling in. And sidebar, Jordan isn't an Aries. Jordan is a Capricorn.
No, Jordan's birthday is April 17th.
Why did they say that? Hold on, rewind. They says it's a Capricorn. I don't know. I'm going to need them to get this together.
When I went to her little think page last night, It said, and what's that thing called? And it could be wrong because it was Wikipedia, but it said April 17th, and I was like, damn, she an April Aries. So
that means her birthday's coming up this week.
It is.
All right. Happy belated birthday, Danielle. Thank you for calling in. All right, we're gonna bring up Jasmine next, and not the Jasmine, another Jasmine. Hey, Jasmine.
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good, thanks. Yes, I love Jasmine because of her name, but also just because I like Jasmine. But I do want to say that, first of all, I identified with Jordan's story when she was talking about how she inherited her grandparents. Her mother died when she was young. My mom died when I was 4. So I completely understand, and I had to help take care of my grandparents from like 16 until they passed. So I got it. But then I twerked on the fence because then she turned around and slashed Alex. And I'm like, girl, what's going on? So to quote Evelyn Lozada from Basketball Wives, and this has always stuck with me, just because your mother died does not mean you can act like an a-hole, okay? And my mama died, so I can say this. So I can say, all right, and then my last thing I want to say is, even though we just found out Alex is stale as bread, I still feel like he was not so wrong to say what to Google Shanice. Because and I felt like that since last season, if I was moving in a house with a stranger and I found out there was something about a stalker, I'm going to Google them too.
Yep.
So I don't know why she felt so like he exposed her so much. He was doing what he had to do for himself. And I feel like if that was a woman that did that, nobody would have a problem. That's all I got to say.
Thank you, Jasmine. Have a good night. All right. We're going to get to some more callers, guys. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video, and don't forget we are recapping Summer House Martha's Vineyard. This is our weekly recap. We will be moving our weekly recap to 2:30 p.m. Eastern next week because no more Real Housewives of Potomac to recap. Yes. All right. Enough of that. Lee's backstage. We're going to bring Lee up next. So Lee, what were your thoughts?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, well, how are you?
I'm doing good. So I did write down my thoughts and opinions. So I want to just say I stayed around the corner from Martha's Vineyard, the chapel in Martha's Vineyard. And the cameras just didn't do it justice. It is such a gorgeous chapel. So I really wish that they, displayed that a little bit better. And I actually wish that they went to the alpaca farm because I went and it was so super cute. So I think that would have been a good scene. I'm talking fast because I have a lot of notes. I don't think Alex is an F-boy. I also don't think he's a lover boy. I just think he gets turned off really easily. But I'm really sad that bothered Noelle and it really triggered her inner child. And so I hope that she, can work through that. Shanice is probably going through it. And I'm just going to say probably because I'm not a psychiatrist, but if somebody leaks something of hers, I think she's just trying to get control back of what she's lost. You know what I mean? So she's probably showing off her body and giving people pictures because it's a sense of control.
Taking her power back?
Exactly. It's getting her power back. As I went through something similar, so I understand her lashing out a little bit more. And then lastly, I think Amir is sweet and I can see why Natalie has a grip on him, but and I do also understand why what he was talking about with the other religions. I just think learning about other religions help you learn people better and other moral nuances. So I think that's what he was trying to say. But
I think he just didn't explain it right, but I get it. I mean, I love going to other countries and explore different religions, and you really do learn a lot more. But just the way he explained it, we were like,
right. It was kind of like okay. But yeah, thank you so much and talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Lee, for calling in. All right. Shout out to the Martha's Vineyard cast. Okay, wait. Let me just say thank you. Naza, thank you so much for the super chat. Naza says, didn't Jordan mention she feels as though she doesn't meet up to where her peers are? Excuse me. Hence, she feels as though there's something wrong with her. Maybe this is why she feels this way about Jasmine. This is why we need a reunion, because we need questions like this posed to the cast. Because maybe that we would have a better. This is why we don't need Andy hosting the reunion. We need someone who's going to ask these types of questions. Hey, Alex. Alex is in the chat, allegedly. I'm assuming that this is really Alex. Alex, this is a nice photo. Alex says, Kempire, tapping and thoroughly entertained by your show. He wants to answer Samara. Samara, call back in, girl. Call back in. Alex says, whoever just made that bread comment, I've never even met. Well, she didn't say y'all met. She said y'all talked via DM. And you sang to her, happy birthday. And then she also said that you mentioned that your cousin is John Legend, but we already knew that. Do you say that to all the girls? Okay. All right, let me get to the more callers. All right. Jenna's backstage. We're gonna bring Jenna up next. Hold on. Jenna, what's going on?
I'm just laughing at the people in the chat naming the different types of bread that Alex is. I saw cornbread, ciabatta, all type of stuff. But see, this is why I was telling y'all he gave me Hotep fake vibes. It's not that he's fake, apparently. He's just dry like toast. He's boring. He probably don't have a personality. Anyway, so I agree with some other people, and like I feel like basically some people are saying what I said, that like they are this whole cast is immature. They're like late 20s to mid 30s, but they're acting like children. Like I feel like a lot of the girls are in some ways vying to be the HBIC, and like, without saying it. And like I think that Jordan does have an inferiority complex. I think she like maybe was used to being the pretty girl, and she does have some trauma. She has some stuff going on with her hair, and that is really hard for Black women. Like everything she said about that was true. Yeah. But then I wouldn't quote Evelyn Lozado because that's another thing. But like it doesn't give you an excuse to go around being mean because you're going through a difficult time. So I think that that's part of what's going on there as well. But I wish her the best because that's a really hard thing, especially for Black women. And I also I saw something that like this season I was like, well, what just happened? Because wasn't she saying her dad was her world or something last season? But then apparently she was raised by her grandparents. I was like, well, why wasn't your daddy raising you? What was going on there? I have my own like absentee father issues, but I just like clocked that. And so like I just wish them the best. They all need therapy. Bria's a brat. She gets on my nerves. All right, bye y'all.
Thanks, Jenna. Bye. All right, let's bring up Kari next. Hold on. Kari, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Okay, so I want to say I kind of agree with like two callers ago when it comes to the Shanice situation. I feel like a lot of people are just like looking over the fact that she was a victim of a sex crime. And one of the trauma responses to that is being hypersexual. And so when it comes to her flaunting her body around, like she already said, I believe that it's a trauma response. And when it comes to her case, I think people are kind of forgetting what consent is. In 2019, an OnlyFans model was able to successfully sue her ex-boyfriend for money after he leaked some of her videos, and she's an OnlyFans model. The issue is not you flaunting your body. The issue is someone violating your consent. And when we're talking about whether or not she'll be credible, what we're heading into is respectability politics. We're talking about whether or not a victim is credible or respectable enough when they're like over sexualized or when they're wearing an outfit. And I think like we don't want to head into that territory. Okay, on a lighthearted note, Bria, I think it's very crazy that you don't want to be in the same house with Mariah, but you will be in the same house with somebody that kind of beat you up. That's kind of crazy.
Okay, thank you, Kari, for calling in. All right. Alex, you want to turn on your camera? Alex, turn your camera, and then I'll bring you up. All right, hold on. Let me bring up Philly Diva first. Philly Diva, what were your thoughts?
Hi, I'm going to make this as quick as possible.
Yes, please.
Hi, everybody. Okay,
Hey.
The fact that Bria's a brat is trending is hilarious because looking at it, Bria's a brat. It's in the chat, and I mean, I'm not mad at it because I will also be posting the interview because she called up to the chat, right, to say that she had no beef with Mariah. So since she called and put it out there, I figure she wants us to share it amongst the people because here it is, you saying you don't want her in your space. Now, I absolutely saw I don't feel if I can call it homophobic vibes, but if Preston felt that he was not in a safe space, due to his sexuality, then Phil should not be in the house. He should not be filming. Like, why is that even a conversation?
Yeah.
Especially if you're saying that's your homie. Because if that's my homie, then that's my homie for real, for real.
Yeah.
And Jordan, I want her to get off the cameras and heal. Because this little girl that's broken her that is not coming out on TV right. Like, I'm sorry about your hair. I really, really am. Because she's absolutely right. Yeah. I'm sorry about your grandparents and your parents and all of your family issues. And Shanice, you should have went and got another job instead of coming on TV because you lost your job to be on this show. And it is not looking good for you.
All right. Philly Diva, thank you so much for calling in.
No problem. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. Let's bring Alex up. Let's see what Alex has to say. Alex, what did you want to say? This is Alex from Summer House Martha's Vineyard, correct?
What up, Kempire? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, I just want to say, first of all, I enjoy watching this. This is great. This is awesome.
Thank you for tuning in.
Job reviewing this. I know everybody is like, yo, Alex is boring. Alex is boring. I'm tired of hearing that shit because let me say this. Number one, where are all the storylines coming from? Huh?
Alex.
Okay, so stop with that. Number two, I don't know who just called in. Somebody said that I'm like bread, that they apparently dated me. Maybe we DM'd, maybe we messaged, probably.
That's what she said. She said that you guys DM'd for months. Hello? Did we lose you, Alex? Uh-oh. Alex, you might have to drop out and call back in because now I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Are you there?
All right, cool. All right, yeah, all right. So it looks like I can't go between my phone and the StreamYard. But anyways, yeah, I just want to say, yo, I'm appreciating the love on the show. I just feel like this episode is too much piling on, so I gotta let people hear my voice.
Of course. I mean, we would much rather see you too, but it's okay. Next time. I have a couple of questions if you have time.
Okay.
So a lot of people, and I don't know if you've seen it, this entire episode, we were pro you because we were sort of like, everyone keeps saying that Alex is an F-boy, but we've yet to see real F-boy behavior. Is there something that we're missing? You said that you're a former F-boy. Are you former or are you still currently an F-boy, Alex?
No, I'm not an F-boy. I definitely had my years of F-boydom for sure, but I feel like
How long ago?
I would say probably like 5-7 years ago.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 34.
Oh, okay.
My birthday's this week. I'm turning 35.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. But here's the thing though. I feel like we've bastardized this definition of what an F-boy is. What does it even mean anymore? It used to actually mean something, right? It used to mean like a dude who lied just to get the panties or lied to get the pussy or whatever. But like nowadays, we just call anybody who's not in a committed relationship, any guy who's not in a committed relationship, an F-boy. And that's weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I agree. And I think the audience, at least our community that have been watching the show and reacting, we don't believe, based on what we've seen, we're watching an edited show, we don't know you from a can of paint. So we don't really know. But based on what we've seen, we can't say that you're giving F-boy behavior. What is your reaction, though, to Summer being vulnerable with you last week and her being hurt? How did you feel watching that scene, her coming back to the house and crying?
Summer or Noelle?
I mean, Noelle, sorry.
Noelle? It sucks, honestly, because the thing is, like, you're seeing all of that happen. You don't realize that's happening when you're there. Like, that's all, like, I'm seeing it all for the first time. So the audience, I'm experiencing with the audience. It really sucks. I really hate that situation because it felt like an ambush for both of us. And I really actually genuinely appreciate Noelle and her energy in the house and who she is in real life. Like, she's a good time. So I hate that, like, she had to experience that. Like, I'm just always going to be honest.
When you say ambush, what do you mean?
It's like, first of all, whoever put her up to do that and whoever, like, was like, yo, go talk to Noelle, like, to me, that was an ambush. We could have had that conversation without anybody trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Speaking, we'll get back to Noelle, maybe. Summer, that is major. And you're right. This season so far, it's only 4 episodes, but it has been centered around you. And you and Summer had a bit of a thing last summer. Did you see Summer on Watch What Happens Live and her grading your sexual interactions? You got a 5 from Summer.
I'm not surprised.
Why are you not surprised?
I'm going to wait to respond to that though.
Why?
Yeah, I gotta wait. I got to.
Would you rate her a 5?
I'm not gonna say anything about it right now.
Okay, all right. No, we'll wait till the reunion.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
Keep rooting for the reunion, and you can get a response.
Most definitely, guys. You're just joining us. We're talking with Alex from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Alex, I have more questions if you have time. Summer, in you, was it just a friends with benefits? How long did you guys hook up for? Was it a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, 4 months? Are you still hooking up?
No, we're not. Clearly, we're not.
I don't want to assume.
Yeah. Nah, we moving on. We moving forward. I would just say with that situation, I want to wait to respond because I feel like the reunion it best deserves that moment. But at the same time,
But what if it doesn't happen? You could at least say here.
It's gonna happen because y'all rooting for it. Keep pushing, Kempire. Keep pushing.
I ain't getting paid for this. What you mean? What you mean? But what
we was trending #1 last night.
Well, okay, all right. People love the show. People do love the show.
Yeah.
But wait, here's the thing with Summer. We're a little confused with this relationship. We get why you may have been a little freaked out by Summer taking your photo and sending it to one of your friends. Was that the only reason why you and Summer ended things? Were you guys like were you consider yourselves dating or just hooking up?
Like I said on the show, I was genuinely trying to get to know Summer. And, you have this experience that you can't really share with anyone else in the house. And so you create this bond. And I feel like that we had that unique connection. It being the first season, we've never experienced anything like this. Like we're bonding and connecting. But, it just didn't feel like we were compatible over time. And
how much time are we talking?
I'm just gonna be honest. I always have to be honest with where I'm at. Like I try to keep my vessel clear. I know y'all gonna be like, "Oh, he sounds like a hotep," but that's just how I am.
How much time are we talking? Are we talking like a couple of months? How long were you guys talking and hooking up and having sex?
Well, here's the reality. Like, and I've seen people say this before. It's like we're coworkers, so it's like, we're in the group chat together. We're around each other. So it is just like that. It's like dating somebody who's a coworker. You're always going to see them. So moments are going to happen. It's bound to happen. We're human.
You're still not telling me how long you and your coworker were hooking up.
How long? I would say our situation might have lasted few months.
A few months. All right. So like 3-4 months, maybe.
Yeah, I don't think it was I don't think it was so much about the timeline. It was more about like the amount of interaction. She lives in LA, I live in New York. So there'd be a time I'd be in LA for work. I'd be like, yo, we should hang out. If she was ever in New York, she would hit me up.
Okay.
But it wasn't a significant amount of times. Like I'm telling you, this is the amount of times we physically were physical was very low.
On one hand?
Yes.
Oh. And you don't want to, because she just want to watch what happens live. And we just had someone call in and they called you boring. I mean, they never slept with you, but Summer did. And she rated you a 5. Even though I don't think a 5 is necessarily bad. It's sort of like in between.
No, that's awful.
Yeah. I mean, you said it, I did.
I mean, Kempire, look, come on now. Like, we see everything on tape. Don't listen to what everybody says. Pay attention to how they behave.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. How are you feeling, though, based on how people are reacting to you? The first 4 episodes are out. People have their strong opinions in regards to who they think you are. What are some misconceptions that you want to clear up?
I feel like, some of the callers get me. I think you had someone a little bit earlier, like I heard her. And I'm just always going to be honest, I'm going to try to be honest. I don't say all the things like I should or I wish I could. I could probably say a lot better if I wrote it down.
Here we go,
But
Alex. This is why they get on you. Here he go. He
yeah,
want to write us a poem.
yeah, I know, but that's who I am. That's how I am, and like some people gonna like it, some people gonna love it, some people gonna hate it, and I realize like I've never seen myself this much disliked, but that's okay. I'm accepting. I'm riding the wave with it,
You
and I'm
think
keep
people are
going.
just liking you this season?
Yeah, I feel like honestly, it's tough being respectfully, it's tough being like in this spot. Like I told Preston, it's like it's tough being the only of anything. Preston's the only gay person in the house. I'm the only single black guy in the house, and it's like that's difficult
Yeah.
because I feel like a lot of people are projecting how they feel about their real life on me, and I'm like, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Hmm. Okay.
And just because like I might be confident or I come off confident doesn't mean I think I'm better than anybody else. I actually have a really, really sensitive heart, and I care very deeply about my community, very, very deeply, almost to a fault.
Well,
And
let's
people don't realize like
Can we
what
talk
my
about that?
contributions are.
Can we talk about
Yeah.
that particularly in episode 4? Because literally, I think we all as an audience saw that you felt a difference in Jordan and you wanted to check on Jordan in that moment. And it felt like she switched up on you. What was your reaction in that moment when you were filming that scene?
Yeah, I actually hate everything about that episode. I hate that I threw Nick under the bus in that situation. I felt
We don't.
I felt blindsided. Like I
Oh.
felt blindsided because I genuinely was concerned. Um, and to me, I was making myself super vulnerable because I knew my experience last year,
Mm.
and like I knew that it had a potential of being blown up on. But I just, if I see something and we're in the house with each other all the time, it just felt like it was a time to at least say, "Hey, what's up?"
Mm. What can we expect? Because we still have about 5 more episodes before the reunion. What can we expect in regards to your story for the season? Are there going to be more moments that people are going to be like, "Here go this F boy. Oh, Alex is annoying." Like, what can we expect for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, look, maybe. So here's the thing with being a reformed F boy. It's kind of like Alcoholic Anonymous, right? It's like, are you ever fully not an F boy? I think some of those toxic tendencies come out, but like you'll see the progress and the growth, and you'll see how like I am trying to open up a little bit more because honestly, I have a history of just being super closed off when it comes to love,
Mm.
and I'm seeing it play out in real time, and I'm like, yo, I actually do desire real love and real relationships. So I think what you'll see is you'll see me open up more with the cast.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, I was very standoffish. I hate that. I hate seeing that. I hate that like I came off as judgy because I know I can be like that, but like I don't want to be that way all the time.
Yeah.
So I think you'll just see like me more connected. I don't know if I'm getting the same amount of smoke, but I'm not. Once again, I'm the only single guy in the house.
Which we need to change up next season. Bring back
Yeah,
Jason.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with that for sure. I agree with that. But the way y'all treating us, like I don't see why. I see why like it's only
we
one.
treat you just fine over here. We treat you just fine over here. We want to see more single stuff. And again, we don't necessarily see the F boy that everyone, including Shanice, called you this week. Shanice, can we talk a little bit about the Shanice situation? What is your reaction to what happened last season and what played out in this week's episode in regards to Shanice, her legal situation, and how you brought it to light?
Yeah. I feel terrible about the whole situation, and I've said this, and I don't think it would ever make the edits or anything like that. But it's like I know the difference between my intent and my impact, and I realized that like yes, my intent was pure in the sense that like yo, this was going to come out,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't understand what happens behind the cameras and all of those things, but like my intent wasn't to air her out like that, but it ended up happening that way, and I have to accept and be accountable for that, and that's where I feel bad about like the impact that it's had on her, because I don't want to be responsible for having somebody have to relive that.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing that like it is Googleable, or it was Googleable, but like it doesn't feel good to me at all that like I was responsible in some way or involved in some way in that way. And I want people to understand that. But I look crazy because I'm sitting here trying to defend myself, and there's nothing to really protect me that shows how what I really meant in doing that.
Has Shanice like fully forgiven you? Because I know during the episode you guys hug it out, but has she fully forgiven you, or is she still holding a grudge? I mean, she did call you an F boy and Watch What Happens Live.
Yeah, has she fully forgiven me? I mean, I don't know. But me and Shanice are good though. We're both Aries. Like we actually more alike than people think. I'm definitely not an exhibitionist, clearly, but we get along.
Okay. Are you currently dating someone, Alex?
I'm single by choice at this point because, as you can see, just look at the tape.
Alex, do you when you're trying to get to know a woman or you're flirting with a woman, do you normally bring up your cousin John Legend?
It's funny. You're gonna laugh at this. I have a song that I wrote called "I Got a Famous Cousin." I might put it out one day. It's a goofy song. It's meant to be funny. But
you can put it out right now.
I used to brag about it in high school. I definitely used to brag about it in high school. So in my fuckboy days, I probably did tell a girl, yeah, I'm John Legend's cousin, and I try to sing like him, yeah.
Okay.
But nowadays, like, I actually resent the fact that is like even became a storyline. I was very much, producers will tell you, like, I was so upset that they let that out the first season.
Why?
Because not like I want people to get to know me.
Yeah.
And like I'm very much my own person. He's a cousin of mine. I love him to death, but we have different experiences, way different, like unique experiences. So
how does he feel about you being on a reality show, and the fact that you've mentioned his name? Does he even know that?
Yeah, he's seen it. He's seen it all. Chrissy loves it. He loves it.
Of course, I forgot Chrissy's a big Bravo fan.
Yeah. They love it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and like the parts that I'm embarrassed about, they're like kikiing and laughing it up. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want you to see this. And they're like, no, this shit's funny.
They have a good sense of humor, I could tell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Were you concerned?
Yeah, come on. I mean, like, you see this last episode, I come from 4 generations of Pentecostal preachers. Like, come on now. Like, I come from an environment where, like, the idea of doing reality TV is like, oh, you're insane. What, huh?
Yeah.
Nah, you're a heathen. Nah, you can't do that. So, my family has grown a lot, and, they just have to accept where I'm at right now. And they love me for it, too.
All right. Noelle. And then I'm going to let you go. But thank you so much for calling in, because, some people are scared to call in, but we appreciate you calling in.
Nah, I've been thoroughly entertained by your reviews, man.
Thank you.
I know, I know you be giving me a hard time sometimes, but like I really enjoy them.
I said you were lovely. He told me where the coat check was. I said he was nice. My only interaction with him.
Yeah. It's all good.
Okay, Noelle. So Noelle, as you saw in this episode, expressed, last week she expressed her feelings for you. That kind of took you back a little bit. Do we see later in the season that you guys possibly find your way to a kiss or maybe something more?
Yes, and yes. I was just say the short answer, yes. And you'll see more layers of myself and more layers of Noelle. And yeah.
Are you and Noelle currently hanging out? Because I know you're both in Brooklyn.
We both in Brooklyn. I'm gonna just say this: Noelle's probably. She might see this. She might hate me for this, but she's probably upset with me right now, and the streets is probably telling her not to talk to me. So
why? What'd you do?
Nothing. But it's just how people is. Like you see the Twitter sphere, you see it all. Like they like
based off these last episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, so she see that's the part about filming a reality show and then it airing. Those old feelings, even though you resolved it during the season, those old feelings start coming up. People start getting in each other's ears. Okay.
Exactly. You know how it is, Kempire.
Unfortunately, Alex. What can people expect in regards to what you're working on? Like what do you do? I know you do the music and things like that. Like, what is like your go-to job?
Yeah, I think I probably weird people out because I have so many different creative avenues that I express myself. So I love being on the show. I have a music community called Fill the Space where we produce live experiences. I'm also putting out an EP that's going to be presented by Fill the Space on my birthday, which is this Friday. I'm a creative director by day, so I create advertising campaigns for big brands. I was responsible for bringing CultureCon to life. So I have like outside of this reality show, like I have a pedigree, but like I don't care that much about that. Like I just want to connect with the people and make sure they have a good time.
Sidebar, did you or did you not invite Noelle to church? Were you just inviting Summer, and why did you just invite Summer?
See, look at that, look at that. I invited everybody. And here's the interesting part. Y'all gotta pay attention because Summer usually stays in the room with Jordan.
Yes.
So I didn't even know Summer was sleeping down there.
Oh, so you were coming in there to invite Noelle.
I was knocking on doors.
Okay.
I was knocking on
Why
doors.
didn't you invite Bria? Bria was like, you didn't invite me.
I knocked on her door too.
And she didn't answer?
And also it was in a group chat.
Oh, so everybody was invited.
Yeah, everybody was invited.
But everyone didn't go.
Yeah, but that's how Baptist. They weren't trying to go to church.
Who is like your best friend on the cast, if at all? I know these are your coworkers, but
Nick. Like I genuinely, me and Nick share a best friend, or at least former best friend.
Former?
And,
what you mean?
Yeah, we'll talk about that another time.
Is it? Does it play out during the show?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so during the reunion. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we've had some really solid times, and like we're Kappa brothers, of course. But
you're a Kappa.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I know nothing about this. People call in and they talk about Kappa.
Let me just say this: there's nothing boring about Kappa, so y'all better chill with all that mess.
No. They never said Kappas were boring. They say everything else, but they never say they're boring.
Exactly.
So you and Nick are both Kappas, and that's your closest. Who on the female side of the cast? Who are you closest with there?
Jasmine. So Jasmine and I have history as well because we're both
history. What do you mean?
Trying to make it, and just in terms of being like friends and creatives in Brooklyn, like there was a time when, we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do and what our creative endeavors would be. I remember when she was working on her web series, and we were figuring out ways to help each other, and so we've always had that connection in terms of supporting each other. She supported me when I started Fill the Space. And so that hasn't stopped since then. So it's really beautiful to see it happen, and I'm glad to be a supportive friend for her.
Alex, I really do appreciate you calling in, but I'm not done. I just have one last thing, because one of the biggest issues during this season of Summer House Martha's Vineyard is Phil. If Phil should come, you had a big reaction to Phil possibly coming. And then, of course, in this episode, Bria was talking about how she is not comfortable with Mariah coming, even though she called into my show and said that she was good with Mariah last season. So I need your reaction and perspective on the Phil situation and on the Mariah situation. And then I'm going to let you go so I can go eat dinner.
Oh man, I want to answer, but I also want to let it play out because there's some resolution that you guys will see in the next episode or two.
With Phil?
With both actually.
Oh,
so, yeah. So I'll leave it at that.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in because Bravo publicity is gonna get you.
Right, exactly. But hey, they tell them to invite me to watch What Happens Live. They invite everybody else, but they don't invite me.
Well, how they haven't invited you to watch? Look, that's not the first time I've heard that from like a Bravo Leb not being invited to watch What Happens Live. It's okay. You are welcomed here to the community where it matters.
I appreciate
that. Oh,
he
doesn't care. He doesn't care. He says this is not national television.
Look, yeah, I'm just saying because y'all know once I do one wrong thing, you're gonna be on my ass. So,
I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Nah, it's cool. I can hold myself accountable. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate that. Alex, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your side of things.
Yes, sir. I'm glad I could.
Of course. Take care.
You too.
So you just never know who's watching, y'all. You never know who's watching. That was Alex from Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I will clip and post it separately. So for those of you that wanted to hear that interview, if he was on video, I would have posted the video, but he wasn't. It's okay. It's okay. But that was some good conversation. Honestly, I was probably more entertained with that conversation than the previous Martha's Vineyard folks that we've talked to. Sorry. He's not that boring, Samara. I kid. I'll play it. All right. Maya, you still backstage? You want to say something, Maya?
Hi, yes, I'm still here. Been
Hey.
hanging out.
What's going on? What you want to
So,
say?
I wanted to continue my thoughts, but someone already kind of hit on what I wanted to say about Shanice and how she feels about her body. And that wasn't really directed towards you. It's more directed towards some of the comments that I saw in the chat about Shanice. Yeah, Jordan is so in tune with herself, but she is not in tune with anybody else. And I didn't like the fact that Summer had to apologize, and then Jordan kind of just took it and moved on and didn't actually have to take accountability for what she said. Like, yes, you're going through things, but Effie, we all got pain. Like, you can't, gives context, but it doesn't excuse this type of behavior. And then my last thing was, Alex, if you're still listening, let's fake date because I have a dog and I need Milo to have some fun. And I will bring my dog on the show so that Milo can finally get a break from Bria. I'm sorry, I'm a dog owner and my dog needs her dog time, her get in touch with her roots. She needs love too. Yeah, like my dog doesn't always want to be around me and hear me yapping. Like, she wants to frolic and talk about four-legged things. So I know there's got to be a doggy day here on Martha's Vineyard. Free Milo. And that's all.
Not free Milo. Bye, Maya.
Bye.
Wow. Okay. So first of all, again, thank you to all of you that called in and shared your thoughts and opinions in regards to Summer House Martha's Vineyard. Thank you to our channel members. Thank you to our subscribers. Thank you to all of you that are watching in the bushes. Thank you to Alex from Summer House Martha's Vineyard for calling and sharing his thoughts. Thank you to Miss Esquire for breaking down and being my legal eagle in regards to what I was saying. Thank you. Thank you so much, the Closet Archive. I like that name. For the super chat. Yes, we did briefly mention Crystal just announced that she's leaving Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'll talk more about that tomorrow during our Tuesday takeover because, in all reality, y'all don't care. So 7 said, girl, take your dog to the dog park. Look, 7, I thought that in my head, but I didn't say it out loud. I'll let you do it. Look, I'll let you do it. All right, y'all, it's almost 8 o'clock here in New York City, and I have not eaten dinner yet. And I do my intermittent fasting, so I'm about to be cut off, so I need to go find me something to eat. But anytime there's work to be done and there's a conversation that needs to be had, we're going to have it. All right, guys, if you haven't already, again, be sure to check out our sponsor for today's live show. In the description, BetterHelp is sponsoring today's show. More information in there in the description. And don't forget, our friends over at Rose Forever are helping you with a discount with Kempire 40 for some roses that will last you at least a year. You can see some of them behind me if you're watching this. If you're listening to this, more information will be available on all of our sponsors. Our socials and everything will be available in the description. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our King's Guards for holding us down and spending your evening with us or late night with us. We appreciate you. All right, y'all. Everyone, go have a great rest of your evening. I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday Takeover. Bye, everyone.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll ask you. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.